Now, still talking conflict, the United Nations Human Rights Office says Israel's siege of Gaza and its evacuation order for the north of the enclave could amount to a forcible transfer of civilians and be in breach of international law. Now, the spokesperson for the UN Human Rights Office, Ravina Shamdasani, told reporters in Geneva that Israel appeared to have made no effort to ensure that the civilians temporarily evacuated from Gaza were given suitable housing as well as adequate conditions for hygiene, health, safety, and nutrition. He also added that those who managed to comply with the Israeli authorities' order to evacuate are now trapped in the south of the Gaza Strip. Now, to further discuss this, I'm now joined by Bolu Michael-Biyi, a former legal advisor at the African Union. Thank you so much, Bolu, for joining us. All right, Bolu, speaking of the development, the United Nations has said that Israel's evacuation order for Gazans to leave amid an expected military attack could amount to a forcible transfer of civilians and be in breach of international law. What do you make of this?
Yes, it's possible for Israel to be culpable, of the forcible transfer of civilian population, because under humanitarian law, international humanitarian law, specifically customary international humanitarian law, Rule 129A says that parties in an international armed conflict cannot deport or forcibly transfer civilian populations in an occupied territory in whole or in part, except the security of the civilian population is concerned or for imperative military reasons. For every law, there's always an exception. And the spokesperson of the United Nations Human Rights Council did not outrightly say that they are in breach. Said they could be in breach, meaning that they are aware of the exception. And what makes the law weak in that regard is that Israel can easily rely on the exception, which says that imperative military reason. If Israel is accused, we'll just say, it's imperative, it was important, it was on the grounds of necessity. It was necessary for us to move people from this location to the other. So that's where the law is weak. But yes, under international law, Israel could be culpable of a crime against humanity. The forcible transfer of civilian population, forcible displacement is a crime against humanity.
All right, Bolu, thank you for that. Also, Israel has asked the U.S. for a fresh $10 billion emergency aid to help their cause in the ongoing conflict. How exactly does the U.S. support for Israel shape the regional dynamics and, of course, the relationships with neighboring countries?
Well, it's not news that the United States and Israel are strong allies, and it's expected. I mean, it is foreseeable that there will be a level of support to Israel, being that the enemies, the alleged enemies of Israel are also the alleged enemies of the United States. I'm aware that President Biden will be visiting Israel on Wednesday. However, it's quite unfortunate that the discussion would surround aid and how they're going to be putting how Israel intends to proceed with battle on the ground. Nothing about negotiation. Nothing about extending relief to the people in Palestine as well. So it shapes world dynamics right now in terms of aid, because all attention now is focused on the Middle East, which cuts aid for other countries or regions of the world like Africa. So a lot of attention is now global attention is now towards the Middle East, and that's how it shapes the world politics right now. As regards relationship, it's nothing. It's still the same. It's just a show. It's just showing the commitment to to each other, to Israel, basically, that we are in need now and we are showing up when it matters. So it's just basically strengthening their bond in terms of, okay, we need help, we need support, and we are showing up.
Right. All right. And personally, would you say that you can foresee any prospects for advancing a lasting solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
Yes, everything will start with a ceasefire, and for citizen engagement, people around the world to advocate for peace and negotiation between Israel and Palestine. We are beginning to see that all over the world, protests here and there, and petitions being signed. But the international organization, multilateral agencies, and countries must begin to speak up and also match their words with action by allowing, by supporting aid to persons who need it within the region, and also agencies like the African Union can leverage their position in global politics to call to advocate for lasting peace, and also basically using their power to call both parties to sit down and negotiate and find a lasting peace. But they should call for immediate ceasefire so that more civilians' lives will not be lost.
All right. Thank you so much, Bolu, for joining us on the news to discuss this.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.